Ready. Let's roll. We got this. I'm waiting here. No stopping us. Throwing flashbang.
Oh. Aha. Okay. ფრეიმზე იმას აქვია, გრაფიკას დაუწიე და მაგი ვაფშე არ გაგიჭირა. 480 დააყენე მარტო არ გინდა ის აქვია. 720 და ისა. ხოდა დააყენე 760-ზე, ან 480. მე რო სტრიმავდი 480 მეტენა და ვაფშე არ მიჭედოდა არაფერს.
რა სტრიმი ნახომ ბიჭო, მე ვაფშე ეცოდინებად სადაო.
თავიანება რამდენზე გიყენია?
I have eyes on the enemy. Lost! Decoy!
სამწამიანია, სამწამიანი. NBA გიყენია. Con tolte. Ultimo.
Respaza camperos bombe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Targets acquired. Targets acquired. Move it!
Gonna one Costco.
ნახე
გადატენე ხო გაქთო რა. ხო და სამ გადე იქამდე მოხდოდი გადატენე და მოხმოვდი კიდევ.
Target spotted. Go!
სამი წამით მიჩვენა წება. იყურო. ეი მიდ პალტეშენ.
ხალიეთ
Uite. და გავიგე ხოლმე შემოვიდა. Very ამდენი ხანი თუ მელოდებოდეს საღოლ.
Targets acquired.
Strong goal.
Hello in a center.
Throwing smoke.
Connectors.
Carry out.
Connectory. Means უკან წავიდა. Awesome.
Throwing a grenade.
Chega, porra.
Terrorists win.
Pizdę, mysz wyzerknę.
Connectorში ან მალუტოვი ჩადეკით რა.
Let's go, let's go. Deploying flashbang. Smoke.
Pi.
Წყალი სამი კაცი.
Flashbang. We come.
კიდე ერთი.
Bomb has been planted.
Shorty.
I'm defusing the bomb. Laying down smoke. Terrorists win.
ახი რა დროს გამოვიდა. არა, smoke როგორც დააგდო ეგრევე გამოვიდა. Smoke-ამდე არ გამოვიდა.
Go, go, go.
მე კიდე შორზე როგორც ავედი, მაშინ გამოვიდა.
Pizdę, fleszები.
კარტო. მისამს დავდე ორი წყალი.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Also, fucking.
მოლოტოვში ფესდროფი იყო, თორე იმასაც გავიყურებ.
Მოდი ბიზე გადიან დაალბეთი. რა check connector იჭდა კაც. მასალს და ჩეკვა რა როგორ.
Throwing smoke.
ისევი.
Easy, აგეც მო smoke-ში დაალბეთი.
კიდე.
All right, all right.
მონსტერთან იყო.
აუბრია მათ მიქსარღა. მარშ.
Za centiani robor.
Let's go.
Sava.
Throwing flashbang. Fire.
წყალი.
ვიყავ უკვე.
მქონე.
Χορδόσια.
Cool.
Terrorists win.
იმას აიდან მოკლა ჩელეს კედელი.
I have eyes on the enemy. We got this.
ერთი რამე იარაღი მომიწადდეს. აუპე მიყვარს ხაი.
Flashbang. I have eyes on the enemy.
B, სამი B.
ერთია, კაი რა. ორი კაცი.
Bravo.
Targets acquired.
ერთი შედი მაგ შორტზე ბიჭო. აი, წვენი ყوارა, კონექტორში ჩავა.
Lost. Smoke. Negative.
ნახე, ორაფაკია ძმა. ორი კაცი შორტ.
Ani ორი კაცი.
Theory.
გადო.
დავით მარჩი.
Şan mı?
Targets acquired.
მე ჩავდივარ კონექტორში შეში. არავინ არ მოდის კონექტორ. აი მაშინ მიდლზო.
Laying down smoke.
ანუ
Throwing smoke.
მიდლი
Throwing fire.
Pisze smoke'em.
Granate. Grenade out. Incendiary out.
საიდან და და რა გაგი.
ნახეთ.
წყლებიდან შემოვიდა. Easier.
Roger that. Deploying flashbang. Laying down smoke.
აი просто FPS არ ქონდეს, მაგრამ მე ჩავთვალე. FPS რო არ ქონდეს, იმენა ჩავთვალე ხმა, თქო, ნახა და მოვიდე. შეხედე ყველა მან მოვიდა.
Რაღაც უწერ შეეშვიანეროს რაზეში.
აუ, რა ფლიკი იყო.
ორი შორტზეა. ვიჭო, მომგას ერთად თუ აღწევი ხოლმე იკეცება ხო.
Let's go, let's go.
წყალს რა შავენ სულ.
ამიტომ ადგილად გამ. კონექტორი. კარგად ეხტონავი, გააგები. ცხად. აჩენიანი.
რა, ეს მარტო თავში ისვრის. ხანჯერ თორბოდა ეს.
რა აზრია ვიდეო იციან და სადაც უნდა გაჩვენო.
Lost! Flashbang. Roger.
მიდლე
Minus 100. Programlamy.
Terrorists win. Bomb has been planted.
What's wrong?
Lost! Throwing flashbang.
კონექტორი ვიდეო
Sonia.
Terrorists win.
მეორე გელოდებოდა პროსტა იქნა.
Πიხო.
შობათია, კონციდრეებია, დასვენება, ყველა იმინა ვაფაკი თამაში.
აგერო ტაიმაუტი.
They're going down. Activating the bomb.
Czy daj cały twoją pozycję?
ევენი
Ajde. O, pilot saltei no chão.
აი მითუ აჯობებთ ამას რო ეში არის
Tak się strony?
მოიც ბომბით.
Szedł policja dał. Szedł i ta prosta cały daje i czorcy jak się chwyty.
Flashbang.
Klęta.
Sì.
Connector.
Affirmative.
Spawn dell'armo.
Dirt connector. Είναι στο δαχούτη.
Άντε κο.
Τι.
Grenade out. Terrorists win. We're going to do this.
Oh, that's demo. Şu an fucking Chester öyle. Ama daha report etmen lazım.
Ora solumuzda tabii gidiyor.
Come on, let's go. Smoke.
Ще vision.
Oldu.
I'm throwing a flashback. I see them.
Connector.
Of course.
Gider.
Terrorists
Evet sağ ol.
I'm planting the bomb. Thank you. Bomb has been planted. There is one. Thank you, brother. Yes.
Arabıcı otanmış yarısı yani.
Throwing a flashbang. Molotov. Throwing smoke. Grenade out. I'm throwing fire.
Dach. Hepsi.
Throwing smoke. Molotov. Grenade.
Hepsi.
Fear no man. Flashbang. Activated. Bomb has been planted.
Aha melodi.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. I see him. Let's kill them. Now is the time.
Ahí, ha.
აი რა ორი კაცია მაგ
ახერა
Smoke. Throwing fire. Woo-hoo, run, little girl, run.
Here gambo. I planted. Bomb has been planted.
Pozycja świeci
This is squad.
ეგრეა მეორედ მას მოგარეულდა თორე პირველი მან დაგჭირა
Ზუსტი ინფოს მაინც ვერ ეთქო.
აზოს არა მაგრამ ყველა ისახა მანდი და ხომ ოდა ინფო იყო კაც მანდროებოდება იას მან შევასწავლე
Throwing smoke.
Timing რეიჩენ.
Grenade. I'm throwing a flashbang. Smoke. I'm throwing a grenade.
თარდადო
There is one.
სად იყო ეს
Throwing fire. I planted the bomb. Bomb has been planted.
რა ის მინუს 60 და მინუს 50
Bomb has been defused. The other terrorists win.
მაგი ბოქსია და დავჩენილი ყავი ეგრევე ის
I can see them.
არა ის უნდა მომხდარიყო აუ ესაც დავივა
Let us go. Throwing a decoy. I'm throwing a flashbang. Oh, fear us.
ნახე კაცი ეგრევე ნეტი
Oh, guys.
Teranki მომცა.
Ready. Let's roll. Ready. Let's roll. Ready. Let's roll. Ready.
Spin bateria, bicho. Au, ho.
Report N. Blinding shot.
Palashi დავინახე, სახელი არ ვიცი. აი ეს კლოკს რაღაც.
We've got a safer.
ვინას
აი მეორე ტიპი რო არის club lights კოკოს რაღაც.
We've got a safer.
ვინას
აი მეორე ტიპი რო არის club lights კოკოს რაღაც.
We've got a safer.
ვინას
აი მეორე ტიპი რო არის club lights კოკოს.
თუ გინდა თავზე დამეჭი
Move it, move it.
ახლა MG გავხდეთ. ჩამოვალეგრე.
Right on.
ისინი რა მოგები არიან просто. მოვიდა.
შეშარა?
კი.
ყველა ერთად მო
ვაუ.
ნაიჩე
რა ნაგლია ზხარ.
What? Good job, man. You have a hub?
Rushing in. Or are we going sneaky beaky like? Throwing a grenade. Grenade.
Yeah.
Incendiary.
That's 3.
Well,
რა ჩავწერებ?
almost ჩემოვიდა წაგანჩა. მე მქონდა.
3. სად არის ვერ პოულობ თქვა?
Let's move out.
Everyone cartoon.
Grenade out.
Где?
არ შევა.
Палас.
Michael Jackson.
Მიცა.
Enemy spotted.
Connector is a palace around our border. I thought she was I think at Sika.
Huh?
მინუს 54.
პრომოკოდი სად არის?
ყველას.
ახლა წერია მესიჯი, ისტორი, რეფერალსი და სეტინგსი და რეფერალში მარტო ჩემი კოდი არის.
Pozícia k sobie, teraz mieć mam siłce, mam dobre.
Ja. Viraho.
Ale tu konie, pani albo kto odchodzi.
Go.
Jechałem, ja tutaj kiedy kawał są.
Grenade out.
Ładne, nie są za... Dałik minus tą zory konamones. Pałac molotów, ja, ty co dajki? To smoki, tak, to masz się.
Remove any doubts in your head.
A ono dobry, ja te wylewajne. Kaczę cenę, chłopcze, to jest
Ja. შენ როგორ მოიგე?
Bicho, pałac molotowy.
როდის?
Aj, bicho. Bicho, pałaci metki molotowy da ara prevemption. I to się ona თავისი საჭმელი.
Contact.
Ხალხი თუზმო და ის მოლოტოვი დამით რომ გამიშალოს ხანი ვერაფერი უნდა. მე რა გინდოდა?
Let's go, fellas.
Quantos გამოვიდა იმიდან რა პალას და
შევაგდებ მოლოტოს.
Throwing fire. Throwing fire. Bomb has been planted. Incendiary out.
და მეთქი დავწო.
Targets acquired.
დავიტიბე რა გოლ. ხო, გადაობის ხო შეხედე.
Throwing smoke.
სომენ რა საგაროს.
Throwing fire.
სათმა.
Negative.
აი ეს გაერთხე რა სიამა. არა კოკროსავა.
ო.
სერბი მარტო ალფა კითხვა.
We are out of here.
რომელი?
Grenade out.
Phantom. Bici shorts'dagi ikkita molotovli granat. Sandevil.
Move it, son. No, sir.
Aynen, lagi pustasılar.
Smoke. Throwing fire. Incendiary. Throwing a grenade.
Tatlı, okey, tatlı. Tatlı değil, o git hadi.
Aha, ვერ დაგეწევა თუ
Let's go. Can you at this rate? Grenade molotov, это все, да? Если он раунд, я бы мог
Come on, chop, chop. Throwing fire. Grenade out. Throwing fire. Grenade.
So.
Где понятно?
Расაკეთებ შენ.
Сейчас ты занцовый. Значит, хвалю.
Ვის რა აქვს? ანგარიშია თქო.
Salon magazine, na info.
Contact.
No, move the sensitive down for people.
Let's go.
რა თუნდა ესეთი რანკი მე მაინც ვერ თამაშობს და
Grenade out.
იქ მოკლა თქო.
Ai, magazine, so close, man.
These fellas are gonna regret waking up this morning. Decoys out. Grenade. Incendiary. Throwing fire.
Minus of 1 from it. Not long.
Throwing a grenade. Incendiary out.
სუნგონია ზურგით რომ მოდის ვერ მხედავს.
This one, move it. I will have him from this day with Siemens as well. Anti-tornado. One haki lo condestasse. Ara, გასწორებულს ფოტოშოპი. ჯერ ხედავ და მე რეკო. ეგრევე არა. The explosive over the chakule, the pillow shit.
Remember, this isn't the killing house anymore.
Çok işe koyduk.
One less.
იმას არ აწყობს თვითონ ვეღარ გაკიდიან მე თამაშს. როგორ ვაკირვედება ეგრევე ყიდულობენ თუ არ დაიდება მე ჩავარდა ბიზნესი. ხო. იქით გავიგე. ბიზნესი რა.
Vamos esquecer.
Vou que pizza. Vamos dar fim.
So droitam. Citeri mokale, maghiaret. Mokale citeri. Oda tu na pokazywy mokali to magac. Teraz oddaję.
Let us go. Cover this area.
Bot, stay, bot, fucking bot. Orygacja jest.
Proszę.
Idę tylko. Orygon. A powiem oklam.
Checking our start point. Hold here. I'm throwing a flashbang. Smoke! No.
보트.
아,
Finally, we are new sounds that are the picture. Am să-ți spun. Easy chiar, dar teacher. Nice is iau. Pompi m-am uitit că ai găsit să dă schimbat.
Hold here. We will defeat the mercenaries. You lead the way.
დაწერილი მქონდა ადრე და ეს აღარ მაკეთებინა.
Affirmative. Grenade.
ასრო თამაშობ.
Pici. Pici.
They shall regret this day. Cover this area.
Valla biz ace şöyle çek.
Hold here. Guard this area.
Flash.
Affirmative.
Under pause.
Flashback.
Connect. Connector. Kulluğuna da bir sır. Abisi.
Now in the game, he's phenomenal pretty much in every CT spot he plays. Kerrigan, very well-known in-game leader, just probably one of the best in-game leaders in the world. Olaf, past best player in the world, current god still.
Yeah.
And then you have Nico, clearly best player in the world. And then you have Guardian, potentially the best offer in the world. It's like everyone's an all-star on this team.
Yeah,
Best of the best of the best.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing. And look, let's be real. One of the things that we've got to start talking about is the evolution of Reign. I remember when they started putting this all-star roster together, and I made the joke that, you know, one of these things is not like the other, because you've got all of these things you can say about all of the other, you know, best player in 2015, best offer in the world. Reign, best Norwegian player. It doesn't ring quite as true. It's not as high an accolade. But he's been the reason in so many crucial matches why they've been winning. You see Reign, he can do entry frags now. He can do whatever his team needs. And I think his development has been instrumental in the success of FaZe.
it's been amazing how much he evolved as a player, especially after the addition of Olaf and Guardian, right? You would think, okay, Nico, Olaf, Guardian, those three are going to be the focal points of the team, and Reign is probably going to have to take a step back with Kerrigan and be more of a supportive type of a player, but he was the MVP of the tournament, you know, a couple of times when FaZe went all the way. So that's been rather impressive to see, and just the luxury that FaZe has to have a guy like that on the roster. Besides Nico, Olaf, and Guardian, it's really almost impossible for all four of them to have a bad game at the same time.
And selfless too. Every time he does interviews, he says, hey, I'm a better player now because I'm playing with better players now. I mean, such a nice guy and a great team player. We're ready for the veto, Sean. So let's start talking about it. What do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, it's very interesting because they have very similar map builds. Both teams are okay with playing Inferno, Overpass, Mirage, Train. So, I mean, I think Navi's probably going to stick to Inferno just because they've been playing it the entire tournament so far. I think FaZe will likely stick to Overpass because it's typically their best map. Third map could be Train.
I think the vetoes are a given. I think when it comes to picks, it's interesting because maybe a month ago you would expect from FaZe to pick Inferno versus Navi, but the way Navi has been playing in this tournament, they go for the Inferno pick, and it's interesting to see FaZe pick Mirage out of all maps, especially with Overpass and Train still left in the pool. They had a 16-4, I believe it was, win over Navi in the group stages.
I think it's because they believe they can get Overpass as the third map because of how dominant they were on Train earlier in the tournament. But Navi opts to play Train again.
Ooh, that's crazy.
And it's also a matter of what I don't really get, like the Mirage in this side of things, because it was a map that, you know, Navi was so dominant, okay, against QBF, but in general I feel like that's in their comfort zone. Probably Inferno, Train, Mirage are the three maps that Navi is comfortable at playing right now, and looking at how they're lacking in the team department. Mirage is somewhere where you can utilize individual skill to a very, very high level. So.
ანუ small-ში რო შევაგდო ეხა მოვიგებ რამეს? Gold. ბიჭო! არ გესმის? მისმინე. ეხა რო შევაგდო, მოვიებ? რა. ჯეკ ბოძა შევაგდო და მოვიდა ეს პიტოფიფი და ტექნაინი მოვიდა თუ არა. აზრი ვინ შეუშვებს? რა 24 საიტზე მაქვს შეყრილი ეგ ტექნაინი და ის პიტოფი. საიტზე მაქვს თქო ტექნაინი და მაქი CSGO ბიგზე. როცა არ დამიგდა. $1 და რაღაც 10 ცენტი. როგორ დავატებოდი? არა, როდის დატრიალდე? Look USB მინდა ეგენი. როდის შენ ჩარით? სადა? სკინები რა უყავს? რა? ვერ გავიგები. ამიტომ შევეშვი ახლა. ჩემი გავყიდე და იგი
Thank you. Remember, this is bandit country. Shoot everything that moves. Grenade! Grenade out. Laying down smoke.
რას თამაშობ?
Throwing flashbang. Smoke!
რას?
Very slow-paced team.
Always have been. Commonality in most CS teams. I think Vega threw that out the window somewhat.
So Edward throws a smoke towards the arch side. Trying to hold a rotation off on this side of the map, perhaps, as they get ready. But remember, that's pretty much all the utility you have. This is a perfect boost to counter this sort of play. One flashbang over is not going to affect Nico at all. He's got the superior firepower. They wait for the smoke to go down, and that's the cue to get in.
It's the same setup as last time with the boost. Guardian knows that smoke is soon to dissolve, and he's knowing that no one is on the other side of it, already starting to rotate. Nico falls off, but it's Kerrigan to get the kill instead. Kerrigan will swing back, and that brings Nico in, but he's gone so low, taking so much damage early on that losing both of them, including the M4 in the sight, could be problematic. Simple with the deagle to get Guardian, and the M4 is down. He's grabbed the MP7 to start, not the gun he was looking for as he backpedaled, but unfortunately, the bomb goes down with him.
Nico not getting as much as I thought that. Perfect position, couldn't find the shots. I don't find myself saying that very often. He whiffs it at top of the new boxes there. You get on that position to avoid flames. Sometimes you can be touched, but those were mainly flashbangs. You cannot be affected. You can see him struggling with that first kill. Kerrigan luckily finds a couple with the MP7. Simple though, 2 versus 1 map. That can always fall apart, especially when you've got a deagle in his hand. 2-0 though, and we're force buying again. Na'Vi are all in. This is unprecedented. What is this? They didn't get a plan. Why have they got a couple of kills, sure, but this doesn't make any sense.
The only justification is obviously they're confident with those kills, and they know that the economy is going to have to continue to be pressed on the CT side, but really all they're doing is hurting themselves in the long run, because they're not going to win this round, certainly not now.
I can't really break that one down for you, makes no sense. That's such a Hail Mary play. You've just given FaZe a 5-0 start, essentially. That's nuts. Like, you now have nothing to go into what should be a gun round here. FaZe are just going to grow. The economy's swelling right now. That's some bold call from Zeus, and one that I don't like at all. If he got maybe 4 kills there, and it was left down to 1v1, they got the bomb planted, then I'd be saying, yeah, sure, let's give that a go. But
they
that
would almost
did not justify it.
Yeah, they would have almost been in a position to buy in this round. Rope one together there. Narrowing their money down to about the 2K mark. That's fine, because they're about to get a 4th round bonus. So 29 on top of that T side. Wants to work with Guardian. Already spots down alt middle. Only one to find in that position. It's Edward that's still waiting. Simple and Electronic will post up on T stairs. Playing range game with the Eagle on Simple, but Guardian does go back and find Flamey on his second peek. They've got the aggression and confidence to go for the peek of the top middle late in the round, because rifles at range, they know there's pistols up. These should cleanly make this 4-0. Even then, I guess the max bonus, or the loss bonus is maximized at that point. Even then, if they get 5, they'll be able to buy back in, but a 4-0 start that could have been narrowed down slightly, maybe by 1 round with some more conservation.
Well, here we go. The first gun round will arrive. 4-0 to FaZe. They've got a bonus round going into round number 5. Guardian does upgrade though. He goes to the AWP. Kerrigan will stick on the MP7. They know AKs are coming out right now, so we'll have to see what they can do as we proceed with a late start from Na'Vi here. So AKs, no AWP in the hands of Simple. That's obviously going to be a fact. He couldn't afford it in that round. Guardian will have full control of the map if he sees fit. He is a very aggressive Inferno player, especially on the T side. One of the few AWPers that can make that work. Watch out for his plays as we swap over. We will be him looking towards second middle for now. A slow default from Na'Vi, aiming for Banana at the very start. You can see the bomb position itself in that position. It will be Guardian firing a speculative shot there towards the bottom of the middle. Doesn't connect. And the default continues, aiming for apartments once they get Banana, but Electronic is burning here. And down he goes. Nico just watches him go down. He has a nade in his hand. Easy frag.
It's always so tough when you want to commit to that shot. Two available to him, but couldn't land it. In fact, didn't even hit either of the two players that were exposed in front of him. Flamey's at least gone in toward the boiler position. Zeus. Simple's going to head back over to North Mid to try and aid in the potential A take. Arch side open. That's all fine in a 3-2 split on defense. Make that less so a problem. If Guardian takes down Edward, it'll force Flemmy back in that direction. With the smoke down, he's not sure of exactly what's on the other side, so they don't have anything to work with at all for Na'Vi. They've got mid-wall, that is it, and there's 36 seconds left.
They have not arrived in this semi-final as of yet. This is looking quite horrible from Na'Vi. They're forced by decisions, the early blunders with the grenades there. Zeus surely goes down here. That's Carrigan farming $600, 5 on 2. Flamey and Simple, the strongest flag is on the team, but it's going to take an absolute miracle to recover out of this situation. 15 seconds remain. They're segregated right now. The bomb walks in towards the B bomb side. Like, Simple's good, but he's got 10 seconds to find 2 kills here and get the bomb planted.
And to be fair, not only is he now found $1,200, but he's also got an AK, so he's farmed a lot more than that in the long run.
That money must be out of control.
It's got to be huge.
11k on Nico, 10k on Olofmeister, Carrigan, 8,500. They're fully bought up. They didn't have to reinvest in it. They've got 3 AK-47s on the CD side. Do you know what that does? The aggression now that these star players of FaZe who are fired up on 5-0, running with money, confidence, kills on the board, they can hold more aggressive angles, go for the one-taps, and not have to rely on M4A4s. Another eco for Na'Vi. Julies are coming out for some reason. Edwards purchased those. This is not looking good.
Not a bad start, Nico. 211 ADR. Sits at 9 and 1. Just around, got 4 alone, so certainly benefits. Guardian naturally to have the AWP as well. Going for armor with the pistols, at least on Na'Vi's side, if you want to call it something to work with, but it's hardly that.
It's a partial buy maximum loss bonus. They'll get 3,400 on top, so it's fine to do a partial buy here. The Julies, not a fan of. They cost the same as the CZ. Might as well bring that out. Deagle 700. A little bit more. We'll go towards second middle for now. Edwards trying to make something happen here. Is this a new thing?
I guess. Different tribe than was in Oakland, apparently. Kerrigan tries to stop back out with the AK-47. The smoke's going to land in front of him. That'll force him back off the angle. Bait for Rain if Olaf can pull them toward his direction. Isolation toward Pitt as well, with Olaf already out in front of it, though, playing off of Rain. It shouldn't be a problem for him, although he gets traded out immediately. That's beneficial, because now it opens up the Pitt side. Kerrigan will shut it all down, though, because of the mid-wall, there's nowhere to go. He still had just enough vision to spot the bomb, take it down as well. That leaves Flamey in a 1 versus 3. Gun's not available to him, but with the range of the CZ, that's good enough to get Kerrigan finally. Gun's on the right side if he can get that far. Repeat out from Nico, and surprisingly good damage dealt from Flamey once more.
Yeah, he's down to 15 HP, unfortunately for him. A valiant attempt from Na'Vi, I have to say. Remember, this is their map pick. Currently looking down the barrel of 6-0. Flamey definitely got somewhat of a chance here, but Guardian will remove him from the round. 6-0 does come in, and here's Carrigan, not known for his high fragging potential, but he certainly bails them out in round number 6. And we'll see another buy coming from Na'Vi. Will they bring out the AWP for the first time? $6,000 on Simple, you would assume so. He definitely does purchase it. This is a problem. That force buy in the third round really did not make any sense of me. I couldn't work it out why they did that. They just limited themselves without the AWP. Now the game really begins. A full buy for Na'Vi. The AWP's out. The utility's there. Can Simple shut down the war potential of Guardian? Quite the battle, I have to say, on the server. Inferno, a very interesting map for these sort of duels, and Guardian trying to change his position up. We'll see him play Arch, apartments towards Banana. Just trying to be versatile, trying to be unpredictable, so Zeus can't really work out where he is at the very start of each round.
So they opt to wait with Nico in a sandbag position to bait in as well. Could be Something in it at bay that allows Kerrigan to rotate over, so a slightly different detail top toward B. Zeus, it's close. Flash over, and it's going to be smoke instead. It was a flash, excuse me, but it went too far. Guardian had the angle on it. Bit of a peculiar flash, given where it landed. It was more direct towards CT. Good shot from Electronic at least.
I was about to say this is looking textbook from Guardian. The plays he's making, the flashbangs he's using are stellar, but overall, Electronic fighting back. Finally, they're looking competitive here, 4-4. Less than a minute remaining though. Nico holds strong. Like we said, AK-47 in hand. He'll probably upgrade to that AWP. Head towards the back right of the bomb site. Does call for a rotation. As Electronic clears out the top of B. They've got the bomb on that side of the map. It will be Flamey. He usually lurks on the other side of the map, holding the boiler room. Smoke towards CT spawn. They don't have to commit to B. The bomb's still down at T steps. It looks like this could be all a ruse.
So Edwards going to smoke towards CT. And then an explosion into the site. Nico's there with Kerrigan's there. Back to the rifles ever since Guardian's gone down. Coffins as well. Pretty standard default at this point. Angle for Nico. Couldn't hit the headshot, but once again, Kerrigan's there to clean up on the alternate side. They do make amends perhaps for Nico because he can't find the second kill either. Response from Simple, an awkward one, as he almost got taken down originally. 12 HP, at least put the bomb in position, and the AWP will still be relevant. Back site though, Emo very easy to get a nade toward. Thankfully, there's not one left on the FaZe side. Flash out goes too deep. Doesn't matter though. Simple's gonna miss the shot. It's all on to Flamey. 1 versus 2, and they desperately need a round. But well done! As he goes for it, I was gonna say, importantly, not only did he need the round, they need to get the op back. Flamey's got that. Only one survives, but finally on the board.
Characteristic miss there from Simple. Like we said, Flamey has been fantastic the last couple of days. Great work. As Simple did manage to take him down and get the bomb down to 4 seconds on the clock. Flamey to close things out. That's what we need. 6-1. Remember though, all 4 players went down, just leaving Flamey alive. Lose this round. That's certainly going to be double eco if no bomb is planted. They'll rebuy what they can. Was the orb picked up? I assume it is. Simple.
Yeah, he grabbed it immediately at the moment, so that's brought over.
So, we're going to round number 8. Setups. Pretty decent money for FaZe. They are looking a little bit more modest now after that round, around 3k residual cash. And wants to play, will they change the pace up here? Will they try and get aggressive and try and dominate Banana? They haven't really done that so far. They've been quite timid at the top. It's been working great. That was an unfortunate round. Remember, that was 2 versus 1 that just gave away. Just a great show-stopping play from Flamey.
So Simple. Hoping that someone's going to get aggressive and caught off toward Boiler. Very different approach than playing the standard T-stairs. At least gives Edward confidence to get towards Boiler, as well as a clearance of Flamey inside of the apartment. So good A pressure thus far. Smoke's halfway down Ben, and it won't allow Electronic to get up close to what, again, is Guardian on the op. Last time they failed to effectively flash this angle. Again to the arch side, so same setup for Edward that he threw when he was trying to fake out on the pistol.
Well, 45 seconds remaining. Not really much accomplished by Navi so far, but finally some mid-control comes in. You can see that classic crossfire hold on the A bomb site right now. One in the pit on the bomb site, and then the arch covered as well. Guardian LB once again takes down Simple. A little wall bang thrown in there. Makes it a 5-on-4. Time running down now, and Nico knows it's going to be a B-side play. He's waiting for them to push through the smoke, and they're blind as well, but so is he. This could still fall apart for FaZe here. He will recover somewhat. It's so chaotic. Who's going to come out on top? Nico for now, but Flamey once again fighting back.
Trying to. Edward inside of the site, 1 versus 4. Kerrigan walks in. Down he goes. What can you possibly say? They're just getting absolutely wrecked every single duel. 7-1 for FaZe, harsh reset. Dealt straight to Na'Vi.
Isn't the most beautiful CS? Like, Nico had them all lined up, then the flashbangs come in, everyone's spinning around, looking into walls. Great shot by Guardian to get that early information. With 30 seconds remaining, Na'Vi had no choice. This is where it got really chaotic. Where did the second flashbang come from? It was Nico who got flashed at that point. He might have been a teammate from CD Spawn. But there it is. That's pretty much a full eco. Simple decides to go all in. He's got the AK-47. This is what we call that tactical purchase. To be fair, they've pretty much gone all in. Zeus all in. He probably dropped the AK for Simple. So he's head there. Would have got $1,400. He's got 400 left over. So he bought armor, and then Zeus dropped him the AK. The rest of them keep their money up. So this is a tactical purchase, but quite an expensive one. Nade to the face is Simple. Do a ton of damage there. He needs to find his opening pick.
He's got aggression. AK to work with. You're right. Ton of damage, but no information that he is still there. No information of the weapon he's equipped with. And he is extremely lethal. Off underneath won't be able to trade back on that either if he finds Rain, but Rain with an AK of his own, slightly off in terms of where his position in Graveyard. Does actually have the headshot advantage. Olaf has now changed, but Simple knows that he's close. Flamey gun down gets a little bit of information on Simple's behalf. Rain's still waiting for it. Shoulder peek from Simple. That's exactly what he wanted to do. No trade potential because Olaf's changed his angle back, but at least he gets Edward in doing so. And they'll fall off at least for now 48 seconds.
Yeah, the problem is the game's up now. They know Simple has the AK-47. They'll be more tentative. They'll hold up on the bomb side. They won't allow him to have opening picks. This is when the crossfires come into play. 4-on-3 advantage. It's a good time to drop the smokes now. Buy yourself 15 seconds where they can't come out that choke point. It's Electronic joined by Simple. They need to find something here, but surely they don't take that Guardian. He won't be facing this again. He holds a tighter angle. Flashbangs come in. He just wants to run that timer down.
Thought about it. AK got in position, but now they've also slipped Kerrigan in behind them. Crossfire set. Olaf and Guardian once more. Kerrigan's not going to come into the fray at all. Electronic at least picks up the gun to work with, but unfortunately 9 seconds. Such limited HP. No chance for a plant either. And now it's only on to the second round loss bonus.
Indeed, and they had 2 players all in there. It was Zeus and Simple that had to drop the AK, purchase the armor, no money, another full eco. This is disastrous. The only round they've got so far is a 2-on-1 victory. And Flamey had a lovely spray down towards CD Spawn. But here's Guardian, hitting the shots. So good on Inferno. He's one of my favorite orbers to watch on this map. And are they forcing? Okay, so they've got Electronic with a MAC-10 and a smoke and armor. He's got another 1200. Simple with a deagle. He won't have the orb anytime soon. So they'll try and do what they can with the upgraded pistols here. Rain towards second middle. Easy pickup. Nice trade though by Electronic with the MAC-10. Farm $600 there.
It's hard for Olaf to give himself a bit of protection. He knows that he's got company. Exactly. So he's got to do something to keep himself contained. They know he's there because the smoke comes down as well. It still takes out Electronic. Second player to peek. Simple's the man, but Zeus to push through the smoke. Naturally he would do as soon as he's distracted. Baker's back turn and the Crow swoops in. It's Flamey to try and find back out to find where Guardian is. Good shot on the Deagle. Feeling confident, goes aggressive. At least tells Simple where he is, and finally they'll get a ball plant out of this. Down to the one-on-one as well. It's Nico versus Simple. AWP picked up.
Oh, here we go.
A glass cannon late. There's a flash and a smoke for Simple to work with. Bullets off for Nico to try and clear out the angle and pit.
Yeah, this is a great setup for Simple now. He's got the bomb down, looking towards quad, but Nico slips by him just as he turns away. He has no idea he's got towards the hay bales, or it seems like he does. There's the trajectory of the grenade coming in. This is going to be a raw battle. Simple takes the first punch, misses the blow, and he can't do it. Surely this is going to be a round for Nico. The Deagle comes down. Has to be a no-scope! And of course, Simple nails it! 2 rounds in the bag now for Na'Vi. Has taken some heroics each time, but he delivers the goods.
If that's what it takes, so be it, but Navi's still in a desperate position. He's lucky to have gotten that down so close to exactly where he was, plus still had the bomb to work with, but what a shot to take out Nico. Talk about skill head-to-head. Simple's more than willing to take that battle.
Wow.
Money with that has slowly dwindled out of FaZe's wallet. It's down to just this round for them. So a chance perhaps for Na'Vi to get back into this game. 8-2 already, CT side. So Na'Vi can accumulate rounds and still make a case for this if they win up second half pistol, but Simple's got to try and find the op shot toward mid.
Big round here. If Na'Vi can pick this one up, it does break the economy of FaZe. Utility's still okay. This is their final buy though. Na'Vi with a massive lifeline there. Simple, of course it's him to find the round. So far it's Flamey and himself that has stepped up. AWP back in his favour. Guardian this time holding towards the quad position. Like we said, changing things up almost every single round.
Flashed off the angle, that'll reveal that he's there because he fires the shot toward Edward. Now Na'Vi looks like they've got a little bit more to them.
Yes,
a lot more teamwork. Yeah, exactly, and just the utility to get some angles early on. 56 seconds, they clear off and find out where the op is for Guardian. It's better work than most rounds already. Flash the corner, that'll clear coverage directly. I thought they might try and peek toward Library on the chance that the player peeking out was also caught by it, but they won't go immediately. Oh, massive gap in that smoke. I'm not sure Zeus will be aware of it. Goes out, certainly not. Guardian takes him down. That's lacking from them.
Yeah, that's a set smoke. He's just completely messed up there. That's got to go deeper and cover the whole library. But Simple, he's not missing anything. Takes down Olaf Meister, now a 4-on-4.
Forces Rain to change position slightly. Flamey's got to hit it. Just manages to do so before Guardian takes him down. Had to hit that shot to allow the players getting from apartments and quad side into the site. Better still, he follows up towards Guardian. Goes back for and Simple on the op is bringing Na'Vi to life single-handedly. It's just Nico again. And this time he may have to save. He's forced to check to make sure that no one is nearby in Banana, and the M4 will be held. It's going to be 8-3 plus a potential save in the cards for FaZe. This is exactly what Na'Vi needed.
Yeah, now we've got a game on our hands. That's going to ruin the money of the FaZe Clan. Nico holding on to the M4A4 here as he heads towards T-steps. Of course, Simple again, doing what he does best there. 3 kills the AWP, up close and personal, very flashy. And he manages to open up that A-bomb side just as it started to look a little bit bleak there. Zeus running around the corner with a massive gap in the smoke. You'd assume those smokes would be nailed. He'd know the lineups, but gives Guardian the opportunity. But Simple on the recovery play. This was it. This is where it all started to go wrong. Headshot, of course.
Simple, just so solid. Knew immediately that the rotations were coming around as well. Checks correctly to find Kerrigan. So as mentioned, they've only got the one gun carried over onto Nico. No money spent on the others except Kerrigan. Wants one flash. Maybe trying to get Nico into position toward top Banana. They've been playing it together with decent success. Looks to be the case because the flash. For the peak. Don't want to go too early. They'd be better off waiting to confirm for sure that there's going to be at least a presence up close for him to find. That's now confirmed by the amount of utility. That's the flash they wanted, but they can't get anything with it. So the one piece of utility to try and get the M4 relevant already gone. He goes deep as well, and look at the damage done to Rain. Simple still looking as well for anyone. That's uncharacteristically still being aggressive on the FaZe side. Nico's going to finally work back over as well toward B. Got a slightly off angle as well. Yeah, Flamey could be caught by this. They've missed the smoke on this side before as well. He's not fancying his luck to sit around too long. In fact, he's going to get aggressive. He's certainly going to be greeted on the other side. Flamey wins out the exchange. And that's going to open up Arch, at least for now. They've got 3 inside of the site. Watch wrap potential. Rain's not yet on the rotation, so they've got some room to work with in front of Library. Zeus inside of the site. Peculiar angle to take a jump on, but gets away with it. Takes down Kerrigan. Pistols can't do anything, and Rain nowhere nearby. As mentioned, means that it's 8-4.
They walk straight into the lion's den there, but luckily only silenced USBs waiting for them. 20 seconds on the clock, a couple of kills traded. That could have fallen apart. Clean and clinical though. Flamey with 2, Zeus picking up 1, Electronic with the 4th. It'll be Rain now with the silenced USB, just hoping he can find an exit frac here. Very unlikely he does anything with it. He wants to try and get that M4. He knows when the bomb goes off, it'll fly towards him. Simple throws his AWP around the corner there. Bit of a weird one, but there we go. Rain managed to get $300 by finding that kill. That's about it. Bit of a smile on his face. I didn't think he meant to do that.
Going back to the Dust 2 strategy.
Yeah, we'll throw it all around the corner, get the pistol out.
Over the window.
Yeah, go look it up. That is quite a cool clip. Round number 13. This has been a very fast half, I have to say, Matt. But I'm glad Na'Vi's starting to show up now. A weak buy for FaZe, I have to say. 4M4 is a Guardian glass cannon, meaning he has no armor, very vulnerable to grenades. All the choke points and AWPers usually hold are kind of flushed out with the HEs. You think towards Banana Corner and apartments, those are positions that are volatile. So see if he can step up here. Simple predicts they might be going aggressive towards the CT side of apartments. Not going to be the case though. We actually got 3 players towards quad. FaZe changing things up completely to be Guardian, Rain and Olofmeister. Rain plays that corner so often. We just switched to Rain right now. You can see he tucks himself in here. Guardian will bait him in. He's so sick at holding this particular spot.
Already again getting aggressive toward Boiler with Simple, and the op this time joining them. Quad side stack toward A as well. It's all fine and dandy to play off of each other. It certainly opens up a lot of potential in the wrap early, which means Kerrigan should have already been on the horse on based on the information. He'll start now, but Edward takes down Rain. No flash yet around the corner to deal with Guardian, and they'll back off the pressure as well. And this is actually a reasonable choice to do so because Kerrigan's already rotated. Electronic's going to start to evaluate B. That gives them the options to fall back earlier when Na'Vi are starting to create space for themselves.
Smoke deployed towards Banana. Could go for the split here, going through the CT arch. This kill is important. Zeus can't find it. Bomb's still down in middle now. 30 seconds remaining. They need to work out where they're going with this one. Looks like the bomb side wrap now. Zeus knows Kerrigan's locked in towards the library.
I thought maybe the possibility was to go back toward B after spotting Kerrigan because that confirms rotation. This Guardian, though, does have smoke. Back turn, smoke down to cover off library, but it doesn't do much else. Guardian missing an uncharacteristic shot. Relatively easy one, gets taken down immediately, and now look at Na'Vi. That's affirmative. Just Nico remains, bomb planted. They're stringing them together, and it's everyone showing up now, not just Simple.
Yeah, it's looking much better here. The map control coming in at the very start, a slow round, of course, but they push them back, and you're absolutely right. Once they know Kerrigan so deep in towards the arch, that late smoke, it was a weird one they threw, and it bounced many times, but landed in front of the library. That's their commitment then towards the A bomb site. They're hitting the shots now, and the players are coming to life. We'll have a look at the scoreboard while we're here. On the Na'Vi side, it's Simple, of course, 10 frags for him. Flamey, 13, so it's good to see those names at the very top. Edward and Zeus, you don't expect them to be at the top of the scoreboard. 3 for Edward, Zeus of 4. Electronic mid-table, 6 and 10. It's Kerrigan actually at the very top for FaZe, 13 and 8. That is not good news, actually. That's actually a little bit worrying for FaZe as this game develops.
Bit of a trend in that. Kerrigan, this is the first game he's been actually at the top of the leaderboard for FaZe. He's been more the, obviously I'm not going to say problem, but he's definitely been nearer the lesser of the frag totals, especially doing the in-game leading. Against the pistol, against the Deagle, pretty straightforward kill for Edward. Simple takes down Guardian.
This is really nice
to both of them, by the way.
Yeah, really nice, like slow, methodical stuff from Na'Vi, working as a unit, getting middle, dissecting the map piece by piece, and they have taken a lot of damage. Simple down to 16, Edward at 6. This still could all go horribly wrong. Kerrigan has to hit this through the wall, he'll get it, but it leaves him alone in a very difficult situation. The AWP won't help him much here. He'll get Molotov out of position and just try and stay alive the best he can at this point. Whoa, nice shot!
Surprise, surprise. Edward gone. He was low on HP as it was, but it was the AWP either way. Unfortunately, Kerrigan is now spotted. If he had a chance to get the repeat done before Zeus pounced, it might have been interesting. Down to a one-on-one, but 8-6. They would pull this back from an 8-1 score, at which time they were reset. So they've done this the hard way.
They absolutely have. 8-1. And then they completely turn it around. This is looking very positive now. There's a CD-sided map, and the money is pretty good for FaZe in the final round. Maximum loss bonus, I have to say. Double orb setup. This is what I normally say is when FaZe start to look a little bit shaky, but at this point, maybe this is the recipe to get them back on track and find that 9-6. It'll be Nico towards the B side of the map, and we'll see whether he wants to get aggressive here at the very start. He does indeed. Some orpers almost push through the fire there and try and get the first pick. He'll just hold back for now. He knows it can't go much further than the logs with that Molotov down in front of him. This is an air execute all day long.
Nico backed off by Flames, tries to get a little more vision. They've not actually gone aggressive down Banana too often, or even peeked beyond the half wall, to be fair. Now that he has the double op up, they'll anchor the position, they'll rotate over, so A execute might be the call, but they'll have a strengthened defense to greet them. Guardian, still looking for information, will start to spot the nades being thrown in his direction. Again, a gap toward the mid-wall. That means they could easily try and take advantage of it. He can't manage the shot, but Rain certainly can. In the sight, wrapping around, though. Far too many men in front of him to deal with. Finally, a late smoke in front of Library means Guardian has no vision. They'll have to concede the plant at this point in time at the very least, and he has to wait for Nico double up on a retake, and neither have kits.
Or nades.
Smoke has a gap, but no one in pit to find, and Guardian hope that someone oversteps the mark, tries to bait out with a shot toward the back of the site that would easily leave Nico in position to capitalize. Nade thrown is going to do massive damage to Guardian. He's deked up through the box as well, down to the right, just 10 HP, and Edward already finding his teammate. Means it's Electronic confirms it. 6 straight rounds, we go 8-7. What a turnaround from Na'Vi.
I didn't think either team looked particularly good this map. I feel like FaZe got off to that great start by Na'Vi playing themselves. That weird force buy in the third round set himself up like in a horrible way. It's as soon as Simple arrives, Flame starts winning some clutches, they build their economy. Na'Vi actually played a much better squad there. FaZe couldn't get it together. Holding aggressively, they couldn't find their shots. Their synergy was off when they were trying to bait in Rain. The execution from Na'Vi were actually pretty clean. A lot of missed smokes from either sides, but Simple and Cole made it work. They, even with the gaps in the smoke, they were able to recover the situation. And the Carrigan top 5 game and a half, like I said, that is not good news. Sure, you might think one of your weaker players having a great performance is good, but no, you do not want that. You want your Nikos, you want your Rains at the very top. Guardian should be carrying on this map. He had a fantastic start when they were cruising, but he seemed to drop off as Simple came to life. Half number 2 now. Na'Vi looking to tie things up. At 8-1, I didn't think it was possible. I thought this was going to be a lackluster semi-final, but it's certainly heating up now.
So walk toward the top of mid, slow it down, not to reveal too much on the FaZe side, and they'll cross-check each corner. This should be a bait play for Edward. Zeus takes the aggro, and they all look, they all turn, which means they all line up, and Edward only manages the one. It looked like he would get 2 headshots out of it initially. Electronic in the pit. That's a bit of a problem, especially trying to anchor off the A site. Bomb down, just Simple. Immediately greeted, confronted by Guardian at the arch. And he's certainly going to get nowhere near the bomb or anywhere near the round. FaZe take their 9th, and they'll take the momentum with it.
Good job by FaZe. Clinical stuff there. Not really much given away whatsoever. See Rain making his way out of the apartments. They'd already found the opening frag. He picks up the USP and he looks like a savage. That's the headshot Electronic. That was the last line of defense, and you'd assume a force buy comes in from Na'Vi. As we get the CZs out, the armor as well. Just to know, Simple, this is a little bit frustrating at times. Obviously he's an amazing rifler, he can handle himself with the M4, but surely you want him on the AWP, especially on the CT side. They're putting a lot into this one. If they do not win this round, he will not have an AWP. Gone under $0. Mac 10 for Rain, Guardian on the UMP, Carrigan MP7. An eclectic array of SMGs. There's going to be Olaf Meister and Nico on the AK-47s. They go for the banana control here. Good Molotovs to flush out any CTs at the top, pushing through the smoke. Let's see if they can finish up with the few remaining bits of utility they have.
Quick pre-fires on the SMGs. Naturally, they're the ones to step up first. Light smoke from the CTs, most of which they'll be able to deploy, and they want to boost above it on the T side to see if anyone was going to peek.
Yeah, it's a very common strategy for CTs to flash over the CZs and try and isolate them behind that smoke. But nice work by FaZe to get on this position. This is actually very strong. He knows everyone comes on the corner. They're not going to be pre-aiming that. 45 seconds, still plenty of time. It's going to be Rain just to show some presence here. That's not a big deal. He goes down. He only had the Mac 10. It's quite standard for Mac 10 to go exploring, get some information. They find 1 kill, great. If they don't, it's still looking good for the round. Smoking towards Banana now. There's only 2 players there. There is a boost though. Edward has to go absolutely huge here. Gets flash, drops down. Simple can't find the shots. Can Edward? He'll get 1, but I think that's all he gets. Significant damage inflicted. He's still alive, but that should be the round concluded now.
Not much you can really do with the CZ in that position. As soon as they know where you are, not many numbers running around, gone instantly. Electronic, Flamey. Decent pistols to do damage, especially Flamey at range on the Deagle. There's low enough damage that could actually be possible if they get close. That's not going to happen if not Nico holds in that fashion, but this is exactly what Electronic is capable of doing with the CZ. He swings toward Emo as well. Second shot, oh, just barely gets around the corner, but self-preservation not enough. Carrigan gets to the angle in time.
A little bit too close for comfort there, I have to say, but FaZe make it work. As long as the round's on the board against that force spy, yeah, absolutely fine on the T side. Na'Vi surely don't force again here. They did this in the T side, and it was almost the unraveling of them. Carrigan wins out in the 1 versus 1. Doesn't look like Na'Vi will be force spying here from what I can see at this point. Carrigan continues a strong performance so far. Not the most beautiful of finishes, but they all count. Yes, indeed. Full eco for Na'Vi. Should be 11-7 here. Remember, this is Na'Vi's pick, so league times ahead.
Slams down barrels. Closer for Guardian to go. Does take towards CT immediately. Simple's there, but he'll back off. Matter of procedure at this point in time, really, for FaZe. 3 SMGs still carried over as well. Chance to try and build their bank. Na'Vi, at least they've not brought anything at all into this round, so they're not going to make the same mistake they made at the start of the first half.
Exactly. But it will be rain now. Same mentality. Mac 10 trying to farm some cash, and he certainly finds a lot of it. 1,200 in the bank. That pays off the debt for the Mac 10, and it's Simple and Edward remaining. Edward might be able to get 1 kill. You can see Olaf Meister very low HP, but he doesn't face first. After you spot him retreating towards the arch, Simple waits in towards the ruins. Probably takes down Guardian here. There it is. But again, just an SMG to recover. Not too tantalizing. And Rain finishes it off. There it is. 11-7.
Worth pushing for Simple to get more kills. Obviously not tantalizing with the SMG, but every kill he gets would help. Pad the bank. Now we go to guns, and it's not quite... Well, Nico's already elected not to for sure, but the AK carried up, but not quite tantalizing enough, I think, on the T side for them to go all the way onto rifles. The bonus potential certainly exists, although they dropped the op out from Nico. He had exactly enough for it. So in doing so, even though Guardian went down, the other two won't upgrade. He gets the AWP immediately. There wasn't enough for one of the CT side. In fact, Edward's still on an MP9.
Indeed he is. It's always the downside of force spying. It can be quite exciting to win the rounds, but it can fall apart. Nice fast round here, but Flamey's ready and waiting. Mows down 2 and almost a third. Dinks Olaf Meister. They're trying to completely dictate the pace of the round, and didn't work out for them whatsoever. A weak buy of Na'Vi, looking quite promising now.
Zeus fire shots toward apartments. Wishful thinking perhaps to get Flamey into a relevant position and watching the doorway. Smoke down was always going to discourage Carrigan backward. Off tag to 9 as well, though, for FaZe is certainly a limiting factor. He's elected to pick up the AWP. Shoulder shown. Good find, Guardian. He was on the AK instead. So far forward as well with it. He starts to look toward Pit. He's got problems, though, because he knows the timing that Simple, or someone at least, was going to be sneaking back over from Library. Good find to take him down. That's going to limit him with just Carrigan. Bomb's still up in Olaf's hands. But Carrigan's got a lot of work to do. He'll start it well. Knew that Simple was in position and he'd given up a lot of room over toward the arch. That shot, even if he could have done damage, would have been significant.
He's got company, though. Top and middle is where Edward resides. He'll spot him first. Surely Carrigan doesn't take him down. Luckily for Edward, he does not. 4 HP remains, and Olaf Meister left in a very tricky position. He has 9 HP, the bomb on his back, and now taken down. I have to say, this is the problem I saw with FaZe earlier in the tournament. It's Carrigan trying to make very fast calls instead of exploiting the fact that they've got lesser weaponry, probably don't have the AWP. He's rushing middle, and look how sloppy it is. Everyone's got their nades out. It's all chaotic. There's Flamey, like, we get to 2 frags sure, but they're not too difficult. Like, that's pretty easy for most pros. I think Carrigan just needs to slow things down, ascertain what they've got, bleed them out with the grenades, and he's really need to calm down with the calls and work out what he's up against first. Still plenty of money. That was technically a bonus round with the SMGs there, but would have preferred that to be a lot slower. CZ for Carrigan, AWP for Guardian, and watch out for him. We said it in the pre-game map. T-side, AWP for Guardian. I think he's the absolute best. In terms of his aggression, what he can do on the T-side of this map, it's beautiful to watch sometimes.
Spray in, and Flamey will switch back out with Edward. Trying to find some damage at the very least, but he's the only one to receive anything. Really flirting with the idea, but it's costing them in the end. Edward's already down to 52, so one final flash perhaps, and then concede position. In fact, that flash was one too many, as Nico had the angle. It never went far enough for the backside of Banana, and smokes were gone.
Early pick for Nico. CT's now scrambling to recover. They are going to try and take back Banana, which they do successfully. Good Molotov there. Zeus will find an M4 upgrading from his MP7. He is not in the form to be taking this sort of challenge.
Yeah, he's flirting with death with Guardian so close to the AWP as well. Gets tagged through the wall. He has to back.
Like your players like your Simple, your Nikos, they can take that. Zeus right now, I think that was a scary move to make on low HP as well. Get some information there. There's 40 seconds, they could definitely fall back. I think they're boosting one up in CT spawn, I can see on the mini-map right now. Indeed they are. Edward goes up with the AK-47. Very common spot, but you'd be surprised how many kills come from that spot.
Guardian with patience. Carbon presence as well for Kerrigan. He's timed it perfectly. They still have to deal with the fact that Electronic has position drops in, but he's got more problems below. He almost was better off to hold the high angle and not give the players wrapping in a shot toward him. Unfortunately, one step too far falls off. Bomb planted, and already Na'Vi have to save. So just the one round so far on their CT campaign. 12 for FaZe means 4 to go.
Indeed. And it will be Edward to hold on to the AK-47. If they do manage to hold on to both rifles here, there'll be somewhat of a buy available to them. They'll probably force around it. Time will tell. They might just get deagles in their armor. As you can see, about $1,000 per player. Not ideal. They get 1,400 on top of this with the two. The AK and the M4 is such a cool. I take a timeout and discuss it with the team. With a player like Simple, give him that AK-47, get CZs around him, that could be enough. Probably not the full investment. Some CZs definitely worthwhile here. They will indeed hold on to Zeus and Edward's aforementioned weaponry there. Nice slow around there from FaZe, waiting for the mistakes to be made. Na'Vi aggressive towards Banana. Nico knowing they're going to overextend at 1 point. Takes the first shot down. Zeus, like we saw, trying to take a kill back in response, but didn't work out for him. And indeed, timeout comes in from Na'Vi. Good call. Working all the players here. You've got 2 rifles. Important decision. A pivotal part of the game right now. What play will they make? They've been very audacious with their purchases so far. Their third tactical timeout. They're swapping weaponry. There you go. Give Simple one of the rifles. I'd say give him the AK if anything. Edward might want to consider that. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Simple have the M404. Find out that's some CZs coming out. And they will indeed go all in. I'm not sure. Flaming Oil yet to purchase. Yeah, they're going all in. This is a big moment. This is do or die time for Na'Vi. M4, AK-47, upgraded pistols. A couple of defuse kits, little in terms of utility. Simple, you would assume, will go and try and sneak into the back lines here and see whether he can cause absolute chaos.
Guardian's up to no good. Aggressive on the AWP already toward top middle.
He's done.
He's got presence on the other side. You say he is, but man, oh man. Looks toward it. Zeus tries to back away. Pistol still in hand. This Guardian knows they retreat back to the site at the very least, and he'll continue on with aggression, but be untoward to continue on much beyond this without support behind him, so they'll group with rifles at least and cover out. Cubby, all impending threats gone for now. Interesting rotation back toward the convergence in front of Arches. Guardian wants to get around the corner, missing a shot. He goes down. AWP lost. Nico has to be careful, but dissect exactly how many are there. Not aware that they're so close. He's lucky that he's got rain over his shoulder because he gets the shot back, and Zeus is next in line. So the gun's successful. It's just Electronic and Edward, and Kerrigan's going to dispose of the former. But Edward's still running to try and save his AK-47.
What is the golden rule, Matthew? Use the buddy system.
Never treat anyone how you wouldn't want to be treated
that
yourself.
As well, but the golden rule of Counter-Strike is always have the trades available. If you come in towards the bomb site, make sure you have your teammates there. If you miss a shot, you pull out a grenade, Rain is there, ready and waiting, AK in hand, saving his teammates there. That was key. That was textbook CS. Watch and learn. That was very good indeed. Rain doing everything he can. That round could have fallen apart, let me tell you. He knew he had to make sure he was ready to strike at any moment. Edward with the AK-47. As we said, that was a pivotal round. FaZe Clan, sure, they take a lot of damage with 4 players still alive. If they can find Edward here, that'd be great. Edward finds his 9th kill of the game.
Not going to do anything further. 2 players low HP. Kerrigan's nowhere nearby, so at least the AK carried once more. But you're right, FaZe Clan up to 13 rounds. And the CT's desperate for it.
You see what I mean? He's just there, ready to trade. He's doing it for his teammates, protecting everyone. He's the real Guardian now. Impressive quiff today as well.
Interestingly enough, there's going to be a lot less wealth distribution than I thought. I thought possibly they'd try and get a second rifle up again, but they'll take this one cold.
Yeah, they
just
kind of
a few pistols.
Yeah. They're going to have to let it go to 14-8. I hope Edward could, I don't know why he's got the rifle. Give it to Simple. I know that sounds a little bit rude, but you've got one of the most skilled players in the entire planet, his server, who's an amazing AK user, and Edwards definitely a support player of the team. Give it to him. I guess he's got the armor. That's the only way you can really justify it.
Well, we'll see what he does with it. Aggressive to start off rather than passive, as we've come to expect from Edward often in many angles. So Edward forced off. Can't get anything done from top of the boiler position. So boost up of Smoke at least gives CZ a chance for a headshot. Smoke's down toward Coffin. They'll know this is now going to be a B hit. That's an interesting flash. Good read from Zeus. Turns it in time. Electronic will swing around as well toward Coffin. Crossfire at this range is not good enough, and they're already backing off of it because on top of mid, they've got Rain walking in. He'll confirm that it's going to be clear. Not only that, he's going to line him up with the arch wall so that anyone swinging back to the side immediately has to bypass an AK-47 that is certainly ready with crosshair placement. First to arrive. Takes a bit of damage. They'll go in numbers, fair enough. So they don't get a single kill with it. Now that actually strengthens the retake potential from Na'Vi because 2 AKs to work with, but Guardian aggressive found as well. This is actually more awkward than you'd expect in this situation. But the bigger problem is that they don't have any kits and they also don't have armor. The better call, if they can't get a kill within the next, I would say, 5 seconds, is actually to try and fortify the buy in the next round and back off with the weapons they've saved. They're looking increasingly like they want to go. Kerrigan forced out. Nico, good shot to Edward, and that's going to bring Kerrigan back in. Traded immediately by Electronic. Still a chance in it. And that's going to work out well because Simple gets the first shot that's swinging in. It's going to be the kill from Electronic. He's got the time as well.
That's a blunder from FaZe. I'm not really sure what happened there. That was 5 players toward the B bomb site with USPs and 1 AK, and Na'Vi come out on top. He'll get it with little time to spare there, but I have no idea how it all falls apart. Electronic is the hero of the round. Another one the Na'Vi steal away. That should not be going down in that manner, but he hits all the shots required. Simple with the AWP coming in. He gets a great shot to CZ. Olafmeister can't hold on. That'll be a round they'll live to regret, I think.
No armor as well, which was actually a bit of a surprise. He didn't take more aim punch factor through the edge of the box, but Rain missing the shots as well and just getting run down with an AK that wasn't tradable. That's changing the whole round.
That's crazy. They had 5 players at B, the full fake work, bomb down, and somehow it falls apart there. FaZe are not looking their very best today.
Oh, admire the tenacity from Na'Vi to just run in and take the exchange early. Full commitment to it. Simple flashed off, won't be able to hit much with the AWP. That's off as well, means he's got to change all the way back towards CT. They haven't used him as the anchor, so the rotation hasn't exactly occurred yet. In fact, Edward is going to play orange as one, hoping that if they get deep enough, they'll overlook his stance. The problem with that is if a smoke comes down for Simple, there is rotation time, so how quickly they go behind it before he gets to Coffins is extremely limiting for the way Edward's choosing to deal with this. So here's the smoke to at least contain Banana for now. Same boost they went for last time with Guardian, but with Molotovs of their own, there's not going to be anyone getting aggressive. Flash will change that. Edward can't hit the shot. He's got company. It's going to be a Olaf to immediately get him. Simple up close. He has to get over the wall. Just barely gets away. Good movement. Lack of commitment perhaps from FaZe, and he wants more, but Guardian surprisingly actually spots him very quickly. It almost looked like Simple didn't have the vision that we might have had. Zeus, nothing he's going to be able to do. Has to wait for rotations. They're going to be slow as well to try and push down middle because they haven't had the bomb plant in yet, so they aren't convinced.
The bomb is planted, man. It's going to be Guardian to hold them off towards this area of the map. Can't hit the shot though. It's Flame with the AWP. Surprise, surprise. As they're now in a 3-on-2 situation.
Kerrigan's going to hold the wall. Zeus has made noise. Flash won't deter either. Kerrigan needs this kill. Shadow shows he's got the advantage. The headshot there. Just one to remain as all of a sudden Nico has Electronic dead in his sights. Flamey tries to walk back around. He knows where he is. Problem's not him. It's Kerrigan that's going to swing in behind it. Flamey on the AWP's lost track of where he's gone. He plays this perfectly. There's nothing Flamey can do. No kit. Already down. In fact, needs to get away with the AWP. Can't even do that. Good recovery from FaZe as Kerrigan stays alive on top of it as well.
Textbook from Kerrigan there. Doesn't want to go for the flashy finish. Spots the bomb. Sees he's not defusing. Doesn't risk it. He knows against AWP, if he misses one bullet, that could be it. Spots it, hides, guarantees him to not defuse the bomb, and then catches him as he retreats out of the side. That's actually really well played from Kerrigan. There it is, the final frag coming in, and that's actually presumably a reset at this point, as we're very close to map point. Remember, this is the best of 3, our first semi-final of the day. CZ's 1-4 UMP. This really is do or die now. Na'Vi lose this, it's game over. I'm afraid they'll have no money at all. Simple, they're going down without a fight. He'll get one, and that's it. That's the rifle gun. He does significant damage towards Nico. There's still a 4-on-4 as Edward tries to get that M4 back desperately. He does actually manage to find him.
39 HP for Nico after the exchange, but Edward, you're right, just manages to get away. So back to essentially where we were 2 rounds ago, but deeper into it. Certainly benefits FaZe to get onto at least overtime point. Still execution potential exists. They've not used any utility, or at least in terms of smokes on the FaZe side. And there's not much to defend with. Conversely, for Na'Vi. Olaf, he'll go first, try and spot out everything toward the arch side. No one to flash him in. He's hoping that Na'Vi try and get, or rather at least get desperate rather than trying, but get desperate and push out for information. Meanwhile, Edwards, the last line of defense at B. He's got the rifle, that's decent work. Look at the damage done, 1 HP left on Nico. Guardian's got low enough, the pistols suddenly become relevant, but not if they can't get to the B site because they're cut off by Olaf. And he's going to keep things busy on A without the bomb plant. In fact, they have already committed to going back his direction, hoping that him spotting the rotations means no one else left in the site. Electronic can play this very slow, though. If they overlook the fact that he's here, finds high HP, he's got a chance and gets traded out. Great shot, Nico.
That was the chance. Zeus now, 2 versus 1. Nico, 1 HP, but they play this correctly. He's making a ton of noise. He's got no nades. He's got no kit. In he comes. A lot of sound made. They know exactly where he is. If Zeus wins this, I'll be immensely impressed. They know exactly where to shoot. Olaf Meister takes him down. Clinical stuff there. 15-9 money, as we said, in the actual bin now. Na'Vi, it's been an absolute miracle if they can recover this and go to overtime.
Considering the turnaround of the first half, I expected a lot more from their CT side.
Well, considering some of the mistakes FaZe have been making, they've given up a full eco as well. You'd think this would be a much closer game, but Na'Vi, fantastic in the first half. 8-1 down, like you said, a tenacity to come back and manage to make it a competitive game, but only 1 round so far, which was a tie clutch as well. CZs, Deagles, the last hope of Na'Vi. They're going to have to push through these smokes and try and steal away a Deagle shot. Flamey gives up the fact they have no weaponry. Mac-10 comes out. Good weapon in his position. 2 players are helmets. That's Flamey and Zeus. As you can see, some more avant-garde strategies here. Pushing up across fires of the CZ. Trying to find the opening pick.
It's an interesting approach to trying to play the hallway in apartment. Interesting crossfire. Works out for a trade at least.
Yeah, but all he gets is the Mac-10. That's why Rain is happy to be there by himself. That's quite smart from him. He gets a kill. 4-on-4 certainly favours the terrorist forces. They know they're up against pistols now. Edward, pretty much alone here. He'll go around the broken wall. Might get 1 kill. Not even that. This should be game now. Final commitment from FaZe as they head towards the B-bomb site.
Smokes down, doubling up, in fact, as they just desperate to get it in and get it over with at this point in time. Flashes will counter off Kerrigan, but he's going to go back and babysit Banana as it is. They may not have the awareness that Simple's gotten so close so quickly. Molotov, Flamey can go through that because he's already inside of the smoke, which means it's not going to do damage to him. Good find on the Deagle to the AK. He's got Olaf down as well. Suddenly there's a chance and damage has been distributed massively to his teammates, however. And now that chance is suddenly subdued by Flamey, dropping immediately. It's Simple with armor on 19, Electronic 59. No nades to work with, no kits either. And Nico is playing a perfect angle to try and get information without exposing himself too deeply, without committing to the fight. And when he goes, Electronic's perfectly positioned to take the headshot. 16-9. FaZe will take map 1.
As I mentioned, Matt, I wasn't too impressed with either side there. FaZe not looking